this. Yeah. Like this, like this, like this, like this. Another way that you can do it, which is a little faster, is you take two and tuck them underneath. At the end, it's the same thing. Yeah? You guys want to try it? Just play with it a little bit. I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Mix over there. It's ready. I'll fly over here.
Careful, it's terrible. Chef, do we keep these edge pieces or we get rid of this?
Because we're not really weighing the bagels. I mean, in a traditional situation when we're going to make it for production, we want to make sure that every bagel weighs a certain weight. The trick is that you guys are shaping these. Just make sure you don't get them too long. As soon as you get them too long, it's going to be hard to shape it afterwards into a bagel. Do you hear that pop right there, guys? Did you hear that? It's really important. When you can hear that, that usually means you got gluten development. So go ahead and do it again, just so you can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that little popping?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to tell you what we call what it sort of sounds like, but you want to sort of pay attention to that in an auditory kind of a way, so you really understand what in the world is going on. You guys are great. This is great. We can actually make some money with this. You know, have a little bake sale afterwards. And the trick is keep those seams underneath. That's sort of important as you're sort of going through this process. Yeah? Easy enough? All right. Next thing we're going to do is, the trick is you don't want to form a skin on any of this. If you do, we could run into some problems. I have all these sheet pans prepped for us over here. And what I'd like to do is, when you shape the bagel, you push aggressively with the center hand, you bring in the second hand, and you leave it into a little bit of a dog bone so that the ends are fat. You wrap it around your hand, put the two fat pieces together, and compress them. Yeah? So again, push hard in the center, push, wrap around here, like so. The trick is, it's great, good, a little longer, a little too short. Yeah. And you're not doing a dog roll. Don't taper it at the end. Make sure that the ends are fat. Again, these are hand-shaped bagels, so if they're a little bit funky, it's okay. Oh, there we go. It's good. Make it a little thin right here if you want to make a sandwich, but it looks beautiful. The way I want to keep this, guys, please make sure we do 3 by 4 to a tray. Yeah?
Yes.
Keep on going. The faster you are, the more of these we can make.
You don't want to do that. It's okay, just go there.
Chef,
Yeah.
so I got,
Yeah.
am I going to push it down more?
Yeah, go with 2 hands. You can be very aggressive with this. Watch this. So I push, right?
Yeah, push.
Like this. See how fat those things are? Wrap those around. And then just push on that fat part right there. By whatchamacallit, by tonight you're going to be experts. We've probably made about 120 of these things, so you're doing great.
Great bake sale.
I know, I'm looking to make a little money here.
It's fine. Try again. You got more.
It's looking good, guys. Now, the reason why we pre-shape things is so that it's easier to elongate. Does that make sense? So by
Yes.
rolling it into this shape, it gives us an opportunity to just keep things a little bit more organized. You're aligning basically gluten membranes so they can be extended.
You're not going, I don't know, maybe get small ones.
It's bagel. It's like the same thing.
I don't know.
You got it on there,
I don't know if that's from the
Perfect. Looks good, guys.
I'm
Looks
the
good.
best bagel yet.
This is it's not bad. Let me just show you this real quick in regards to an example. So what we have here is a bagel that eventually is going to look more like a belly button fat tummy because it's gonna, that thing is going to close up. And at the end for a sandwich, this is actually better. If you have too big of a hole, it looks like a bagel. You can wear it like jewelry, but you have to make sure that hole is a little bigger. That's getting a little small, but again, if you're into sandwich making, that's where you want to go. If you want to make it look more like with a hole in it, that's a perfect size. That's good?
Good.
Okay. In the meantime, so what we got here is, this is the dough that we just mixed. So you can just check in regards, you can pull on this thing, you can get a feel for what this feels like. I mean, it's tough, right? But I mean, think about what a bagel tastes like, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty tough. So you got a nice gluten development on here, right? Guess what we're gonna do next?
Appreciate.
We're gonna first divide and then appreciate. Will you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
Remember that one in the white box in the
Yeah.
fridge? Will you hook me up with that? Go for it, please. So again, keep it within that circle. I'm going to take this away so you don't eat it. You can actually, you want to eat it? Yeah. Puff. Okay. So if you want to, guys, this right here is exactly that. The difference is what I did though is I mixed it last night, and before I shaped it, I put it in the fridge. So that's what we call a cold fermented dough. What I'd like you to do is pull on this and see if it feels different to you. Taste it, see if it tastes different. And then make some kind of analysis. Cold fermentation does something to dough. And this is our reference point. So we're referencing the standard, this formula, to a cold fermented pre-shaped. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same exact ingredients. The only thing that is I put that in the fridge. Okay. Scares me every time that I do it. Everyone get a chance? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you guys want to sort of pull and tug. Alright, now I'm going to ask you guys a favor. This is something that, whenever you get a little bit of downtime, these things eventually have to go into a garbage bag. I'm going to show you how I like it done, and then you guys can just sort of keep on rocking and rolling. So while we're pre-shaping, maybe two of you guys could put them into a garbage bag. And then just what I need you to do is label it real quick. There's tape right here. This one's going to be called, you guys remember which one? Viga. So close it like this. Wrap this up. Don't make a crazy knot in here so we can actually get it out again. And then you can just put it over here. Label it Viga, Viga. I don't care about dates or anything. As long as we label it what the ingredients are, I'm fine with it. Yeah? Don't worry about temperature and all that kind of stuff. In the meantime, guess what we can do with this one?
Appreciate.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Can I flip it over for you?
Yes.
It's good. So this one is which one? You guys remember?
This was
Cold dough. This is the sample batch. Okay? See if you take a little piece of this one too, if you want to, just to taste it and see if you can make a relationship between the previous one we just did. I feel like a machine did, bro. It's awesome. Good. Yeah? Can I get that bowl over there? And then do we guys, can I ask you a favor real quick? All those little scrappy pieces that you have, when you're done with them, just to the side so we don't get confused what is what. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm going to divide another dough. Yeah? This one's going to be the sour. So this one has sourdough. I'm going to taste what this all tastes like in a little bit. I just got to get this thing divided. Kyle, I got a job for you. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Can we take Anna with you real quick, just so you can show her what's going on? I want you to take the whole wheat one, which is all the way on the bottom. And you can dump the water in there,
Okay.
and then start mixing it.
The bottom, check. Whole
You're
wheat.
doing
And then, guys, guess what we can do with this?
fine.
We
Shape?
can shape these right away, yeah?
Okay.
Your labor is perfect. Thank you. And then whenever you want to hit it to zero, you always hit even that. There you go, hit the first speed. And then after the first 2 minutes, call me over real quick. Yeah? I'm going to put this
Thank you.
over here. Is that good?
How many fit for a sheet tray? Does it make a difference? How many on a sheet tray?
How many on a sheet tray? 3 by 4.
3 by 4.
Sorry, I had a moment. Let's just water it. Don't bring it over. It's here. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Now, think about it this way. When you're working with bran, do you think bran is going to take more water or less water?
More water.
Why? You're right.
Because it's like,
Is it
it's harder to penetrate
It's like that. Tell me what lesson we're going to get that in here.
the brand.
Rice, right? So it's true with wheat as well. I mean, all these things tie together. So when you know you got bran available to you, you know we're going to have to sort of make the same actions. You know? So let's look at this thing. Let's lift this up. And you sort of feel how it's lying. We got to add some more to this thing just because the flour's been in this root for a long time. But these are nice ones. I'm going to stick with it. So does this still feel different than the one that I showed you over here, or not at all? Can you notice a difference?
Not much, I don't think.
Besides cold,
I think that was a little, that's tougher.
Yeah, that's it, right there. We call that elasticity. Does that make sense? What does elasticity make reference to? Give me an example of elasticity.
No,
Don't what?
no.
Well, it would be the gluten.
That's it, right there. Same letter.
Water.
Rubber, like a rubber band, right? Because acids build strength.
Cold fermentation is cold fermentation. These three.
Yeah, this is the regular batch. So just write regular on there, we'll be good to go. So try to, just for it to humor me, take this and try to elongate this to see what it feels like. And then I want you to just throw this out so I don't get this confused anymore. And so pre-shape it and try to elongate it and see if you still think it feels the same way. Huh?
It's much tougher.
Much tougher. That's really important to know that as you cold ferment things, you build strength. So sometimes